Welcome to the Lunar Lounge. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
I hit mercury.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
I hit mercury.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
I hit mercury.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
Good day to every single one of you, wherever you are tuned in, you are locked into the Lunar Lounge podcast with myself, Israel Josie. Today is the 3rd of the 3rd, 2024. Well, Sunday evening. I normally advertise that I start at 7, but like 7:36. Yeah, tell me about it. All right. I'm still under the influence of the Saturn Mercury conjunction. That's what's actually happening. So if you're listening to the show for the first time, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is a show which aims to share, inform, and entertain, have a laugh at the same time. It's an astrological show, but it is centered around knowledge, essentially. But it may not be necessarily everyday kind of knowledge, so it's more astrologically centered. I tend to focus more on astrology. However, it's connected with tarot, numerology, esoteric schools of thought, psychology, philosophy, cosmology, all you can find definitely on this show. So welcome. I'm also available on all of the podcast platforms. That is your Spotify, your Apple, your Amazon, Google, Spotify, all of them, Podchasers, you name it. You can find it there. That should actually, the link actually for that should actually be on the info again, if you're listening to this on the YouTube. But if you're listening to this on a podcast, then obviously you're there already, right? So tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, by the way, for those of you who are tuning in or listening on the YouTube, hit that subscription button. Also hit the like button as well. I'm also live also on Instagram. Why haven't I got my Instagram phone with me? That's so bad of me. But I am live on Instagram as far as I am aware. I need to check. I may need to go get that. Could you imagine? All right. You know what's going to happen? You're going to have to bear with me. And I'm going to go so that I can track who is on actually my my Instagram. I've never done this before. This is the first time we're going to do this. I'm going to leave the studio. Don't worry, you're going to be hearing me. But I'm just going to go get my other phone. Bear with me. You see, when you're not truly prepared, this is what happens. Okay, so give me a few secs and I'll be right with you. What kind of show is this? That's what you're probably thinking, right? You're probably thinking, what kind of show is this where this guy just ups and leaves? He's not even there and he's meant to be running a live show. Live show. Could you believe? Yeah, I'm back. did a disappearing act here. But yeah, I'm live on Facebook. For those of you who are on Facebook, thank you for your support. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Instagram as well. So I just want to get this up and running so that I can see the people actually on the Instagram, and depending if there's any comments or anything like that coming through, well, it is what it is. So shout outs. Look, there's what's this? Okay, allow. I think I should allow. Yeah. So I'm live. I'm live on Instagram also as well. So hey, it is what it is. You're tuned in. You're listening to the Lunar Lounge podcast with myself, Israel Josie. I will be bringing up the chart for the moment, having a look at where the planets are. We're in the month of March. Year is just going so fast. I can't believe we're in March already. It just seemed like the other day we were saying Happy New Year, and look where we are. But it is what it is. That's how they say time's flying when you're having fun or when you're working hard. Like I said, I think the latter is the one that's for me. Not that I like to work hard, but hey, it is what it is. I've got a moon in Taurus. What do you expect? Shout out to who's this? Baby K Loves, who's joined us here on the podcast. Golden Arm 31. Okay, shout outs to Pretty. Hello there. Yeah, welcome to the show. You can also watch this live also on the YouTube as well. So for those of you who are again on the YouTube, again, welcome. I can see the comments. I can see any comment that is made via YouTube. I can't see comments on Facebook, but I do know that I'm on Facebook Live. I'll be bringing up the chart for the moment, and I'll be speaking about the planets over the course of the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, over the course of this month. What can we expect? It was a bit heavy, wasn't it? The end of February. Nearly everybody who, all my clients that I saw in the last week have been having this kind of Saturn. There's been something, I can almost predict, not almost, I can predict what kind of clients are going to be coming through, booking appointments at certain times of the year. Once you know where the planets are, I can literally just say like, okay, this is going to be a Saturn, Saturn moment here. And it's all Saturn squaring their moons and their suns and their Mercuries and their Marses and their Venuses. And it's all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, okay. You always know when, what transits are essentially people are having. Shout outs to PW Wilson, Alexandra. Yeah, on the Instagram. I'm looking here on the Instagram. And for those of you who are on the YouTube as well, make a comment if you've got any questions in terms of what's going on astrologically. Do let me know. I've got a bit of a blocked nose. That shouldn't be happening. Anyway, be sure to like the program. Hi there. Be sure for a thumbs up and send any of your questions in. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing up the chart for the moment, and we're going to be looking over the course of the next couple of weeks, seeing where the planets are and what is happening for us. We're in the season of Pisces, where it's just swimming, aren't we? We're just like, don't know where we are. It's interesting. I've been meeting lots of Pisces of lately. Like everyone's like, oh, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. I've got nephews and nieces. I've got a nephew. It's his birthday next week. Yeah, that reminds me. I don't think I'm going to be doing the podcast next week, because it's my nephew's 25th and I got to be there, right? Good old uncle. Well, yeah. Probably going to be baking a cake for him. But it is what it is. Good evening there, Alexander. So many Pisces. Is it just because it's the season of Pisces? I don't normally meet or know of too many Pisces people, but yeah, this time around, yeah, there seems to be quite a few. Shout out to Kelly. That was me on Thursday. Was it? All right. Okay, coolio. Yeah, that was you on Thursday. I guess so. But I'm just meeting lots of Pisces at the moment, and I'm just noticing again, another one of my. It's like, what's going to? I've got as lots of families do, you have this group chat, and they're just wishing happy. I'm like, whose birthday again is it? Another Pisces? Oh God, I met another two yesterday evening. It's like, what's going on? So yeah, look, it's scary. Saturn conjunct the Sun is hard for Pisces. Yeah, it has been a bit heavy for Pisces, but not just for Pisces. For those people of any of all the mutable signs, it's your turn, right? Remember a few years ago when Saturn was in Capricorn, all the cardinal signs were getting it. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Yeah, and then Saturn moved into Aquarius. Then all the fixed signs were getting it. You know, the Tauruses, the Leos, the Scorpios, the Aquarius. Now, mutable signs, it's your time. Saturn is now in Pisces. So all the Geminis, Virgos, Sagittarius, and Pisces are feeling the long arm law of Saturn. Did I say that right? Long arm law? I think it's something like that, right? Yeah, something along those sides. But you're feeling the long arm law of Saturn. It is what it is. And it's not just, again, that's just the basics of it, right? Majority, if not most people, will have planets in one of the mutable signs. So on a more personal level, we're all going to get hit in some way, shape, or form, right? Going to have a bit of water. Cancer rising. Excuse me. Yeah, so yeah, had to have my water, right? So we're all gonna get hit with something. I've been having Saturn square my Saturn square my Jupiter. But he's at 9 degrees now, so he's moving along. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it wasn't I went to the gym and I'm going to the gym now, like all this kind of stuff, running on the treadmill, and all of a sudden my knees started. I'm like, what? It's never happened. Like, I'm always like super cool on the treadmill. And like now I'm starting to feel these little aches. I'm like, yeah, that's Saturn. Yeah, welcome to the wonderful world of Saturn. That's what it is. Eclipse season starting. Yes. What would it affect folks with Moon in Libra? Yeah, definitely. I'm actually doing on this Tuesday. I may have to, if you actually go on my Instagram feed, you should be able to see. I may have to post it again, but yeah, I'm actually doing something on Tuesday. It's going to be around like 12:30 p.m. UK time. I'm actually doing I'm going to be featuring on Ibramovic Astrology channel on Instagram. I'm talking about the eclipses. So eclipse season is coming up. Eclipses are always about new beginnings and endings. That's what they're about, essentially. Solar eclipses, when the Earth, because you have the moon on one side, Earth in the middle, and then, the shadow of, cast a shadow over, the Earth casts a shadow over the sun, and we get this eclipse and it goes a bit dark. And then you get the lunar eclipse also as well, where again, Earth is casting a shadow over the moon, and then it goes somewhat a bit dark. It's about, something being eclipsed. Like, when you get eclipsed, it's like, yeah, tell me about it, right? Saturn rules the knees, right? Exactly. Having this Saturn transit, and then my knees start, giving in. I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe I need some calcium, but I'm not really one for drinking milk. That's the thing. I'm not, may have to get it somewhere else, Yeah, so welcome to the show. For those of you here on the Instagram, welcome to the Lunar Lounge Podcast. So so for those people with Moon in Libra, yes, it's definitely going to be affecting you. Again, it's about that new beginning and endings, and it's like one door closing, one door opening. That is what the eclipses are about. The question is, what is starting? What is it that is starting? Yeah. And what is it that is closing? Opening the windows. You know how it is. So yeah, exactly. What is starting? What is finishing? That is what the question is. But yeah, it's coming to your question, P.W. Wilson, is yes, it will. It's definitely going to affect, especially if it's in close proximity to your moon or any planet. Again, in the cardinal signs. So if you've got planets in Aries, Cancer, and I perhaps will look at that in a moment, actually, to look at the just have a little peek again about the eclipses and looking at where the nodes are, and if you have planets in and around those places, to be mindful because they are going to be triggered, they are going to be woken up. So a moon in Libra definitely is going to be a part of this particular eclipse cycle, which is essentially coming up. So we're going to be seeing chapters closing, chapters opening. Eclipses are not always bad. They tend to be more kind of not so great when it's including the south node, but with the north node, it tends to have a bit more positive, a bit more kind of forward moving, a bit more abundant, whereas the south node is always kind of seen as hence why it's been linked with the old karma, the past, and places where we're stuck, and so on and so forth, depending on which school of thought you follow. But even, I mean, if you look, if traditionally the South Node has never been associated with anything too great, really. I mean, let's face it. But yeah, so eclipse season is really about doors opening and doors closing. And depending where it's landing in your chart, these are the particular places where doors are opening and closing. Remember that the nodes stay in a sign for approximately about 18 months. So during that 18 months, we're going to get a series of solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. Some of them will be total, some of them won't be total. And they're kind of just going back and forth through two different houses. And what you will tend to find is those houses where they're going back and forth are going to be places where we see lots of changes, lots of doors closing, but also opportunities, new doors opening that are allowing new beginnings. So it's kind of like, I always coin the north node and south node, or the eclipses, as an inhale, exhale. That's what they are about. Inhale, exhale. So we're taking something in. What is it that you are taking in, and what is it that needs to come out? Okay, so we need to release on something. We need to let go of something. Something is coming to an end, and we need to be taking something in. So that's what it's all about. But I'm going to be talking about that again on the podcast, on Abramovich's podcast this Tuesday coming. So you can DM me, and I can actually forward you the link and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that should be there. But yeah, so that's essentially what's happening there. So we're looking forward to the eclipses, right? I mean, I'll talk more about the eclipses, more about that, more maybe middle of this month, end of this month, before we come into April. So yeah, that's what that's all about. Let's bring up the chart for the moment right now, instead of me just waffling and babbling on. I know some of you don't want to hear that. Like, bring up the chart, brother. So let's go. Let me do my faffling and share my screen. And here we go. Apologies for the sniffing. Yeah, why have I got a blocked nose? Why am I sniffing? This is the chart for the moment. Moon is in Sagittarius, people. We got a Sagittarius moon. Okay, so we've got to be blunt, right? Straight in, hit that target. Mind you, it's just coming off a square to Saturn. Speaking of Saturn, I remember I told you guys, Mercury, Saturn, Mercury's moved on now. He's at 17 degrees. But if you recall, last week I couldn't do my podcast. Last week, Wednesday, I could not do my podcast. I was trying to do it. It's not that I didn't want to do it. I was trying to do it. I hooked up everything. Everything was all in order. Could I get the machinery going? My computer started doing, and I'm telling you, you know what I noticed? I noticed that a lot of, even like TV programs, radio station programs that I was listening to, there was so much problems with technology. It was unreal. I swear to God, Mercury, Saturn, it works like a charm. Of course, it's going to affect different people in different ways, but well, that's how it affected me. And by the way, it's in my 9th house, and I'm doing a podcast. You know, the 9th house is the house of broadcasting. So yeah, that's how it affected me. Anywho, Mercury's moved on, and now I can, feel a little bit more at ease. But a lot of people were feeling that Sun, Saturn, heaviness conjunction towards the end of February. It was quite heavy for quite a lot of people. And I think just collectively we felt that also as well. Shout out to Samantha Davis. Shout out to, is it Galia? Okay. A Griff, Pooja, Heltz. Some of these names I cannot, pronounce. Do forgive me. Anyway, welcome to the Lunar Lounge. So it was a bit heavy, but the sun now is moving away from Saturn, as we can see. This is it right here. So it's moving away, so that coolio. So things will beginning to feel a little bit more lighter. Yeah, right. First time here. Samantha Davis is saying, "Well, welcome. This is the Lunar Lounge podcast that happens every Sunday at, well, it's supposed to be 7 p.m. UK time, 7:30. Okay. Maybe I should put it at 7:30. Actually, it's actually advertised at 7:30. So, all right, it's official, right? 7:30, Lunar Lounge podcast on Sunday, 7:30. On Wednesday, also live at 12:30 p.m. UK time. That is, and it's an astrological show. We talk about astrology here, but I talk about also other things as well. And there's going to be guests here also coming on this show, talking about their different practices, their different skills, their different knowledge, whether it's philosophy, tarot, numerology, psychology, cosmology, magic, runes, esotericism, hermeticism, all of that is all welcome on this show. I'm open to all of that. So yeah, welcome astrology readings. Astrology reading in the digital age. Wow, what a name. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Astrology reading in the digital age. Well, we are in that digital age. Welcome the world of Aquarius. And we had those bunch of planets in Aquarius, didn't we, last month? All those 5 planets. Well, it's now moving into the Pisces. Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Neptune. We've got 4 planets in Pisces right there. So a lot of Pisces energy. You notice that all the planets all bunched together. You notice that? Look at this. They're all bunched. They're all within a radius, are all under 120 degrees. With even less. It's quite interesting. That indicates intensity, people. When you get the Art of Astrology joined also as well, welcome. Why did I say the Art of Astrology joined? Welcome to the show, the arts of astrology. So this is quite. It's a very intense moment. I think parts of that we are seeing in various parts of the world right now. All these bunch of planets, all within this particular region. Look at this. Look at all of that. Look at where I'm moving the cursor here, and look at that. So from 0 degrees of Aquarius, we've got, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Sun, Mercury, Neptune, Chiron, Jupiter, and Uranus, right? So from 0 degrees of Aquarius to 19 degrees of Taurus, right? So just over 90 degrees, or 100 degrees. We've got all the planets bunched in that space. You need to spread out, man. You need to breathe. You wonder why we're feeling so, this is what it is. Imram, is it Imram? Imram Asa? I should try stop to pronounce these words, man. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge Podcast. Welcome to the show. So this is why it's very, very intense. I mean, other than the moon right now, which is in Sagittarius, I mean, all of those planets, they're just punched between Aquarius and Taurus. So it's like, you know, and it's quite interesting that the planets that are boxing everything in are in fixed signs. Aquarius is a fixed sign, Taurus is a fixed sign, and you're wondering why it's intense. It is what it is. I was going to say, if you can't handle the heat, come out the kitchen. In this situation, you can't come out the kitchen. You're locked in the kitchen. Shout out to Richie, also joined here on the Lunar Lounge Podcast here on the Instagram. Welcome to the show. So this is what's happening now with the planet. So this is why it's very, very intense right now. And all these planets are there for quite a long time. Nobody's really moving out of this section from between Aquarius and Taurus. It's quite... It's a little bit alarming to say that, you know, that's the word I'm going to use. It's a little bit alarming. So, yeah, let's, just keep that in mind, people. Anyhow, I was talking about the sun, Saturn. It's easing off now. Mercury's pulling away. He's running like I don't know, a jaguar through the forest. I don't know. I don't know why I use that particular scenario, but hey, that's how he is. But he's, you know, just, you know, going through Pisces at a huge speeds. So what else are we having? Venus is pulling away from Mars right now. Yeah. How's your passions going? How's the love life going? Is it losing a little bit of momentum? Well, Venus is pulling away, so hey. So it is. What else are we having here? We've got Venus here, still in square to Uranus right now. I have been talking about that, right? Venus is still square to Uranus right now. So erratic spending, right? Unpredictable, you know. Watch your money. What's your money been like over the last couple of days? Whether it's money being spent or money coming in. Have you noticed any kind of unusual amounts of money that you've been spending or not been spending? You know, have you been a bit erratic with your spending over the last couple of days? I mean, we've been over the week, weekend just gone. You know, Friday, Saturday, many of you may have gone out for a drink, having a good time, maybe celebrating a birthday. And perhaps maybe you've just been spending some money that, hey, you know, it was a bit too... Shout outs to Dinah. How you doing, my dear? Welcome to the Lunar Lounge show. Always great to see your beautiful face. I know I'm being... with Dinah, you know, I've got to be, you know, got to put an extra sprinkle on there. It is what it is. So that's what's been happening... with the Venus Uranus, but it is it's pulling away now, so that should be okay. But Mars is going to come up and start to square. What else are we getting? There is a nice Jupiter Saturn at the moment, so that's kind of, you know, expansion and contraction kind of going on. So that's quite, you know, it's quite steady. It's okay. It could be good for monetary purposes. So, yeah. So let's move it along. Let's see what's happening here with the planets as I'm moving it day to day. So on the... what else can we be looking forward to here? Let's go. Okay, so starting from... Okay, people, watch out for this one. Starting from the... Well, starting from what? Tomorrow? The 4th, the 5th. I'd put it on the 5th, 6th of March, right? In 3 days' time, we're going to have Mercury conjunct Neptune. People, please watch out. Watch out for how you're communicating. Watch out for your phones. Watch out for any kind of telecommunications Watch out about travel. I bet you any money, like, especially if you're traveling internationally also as well. You know, when you get to that airport, just make sure you're keeping an eye on that board, right? Because you're gonna, who's that? Seniflu. Welcome, Seniflu, here on the Instagram. Watch out if you are traveling in that time. Mercury is gonna be conjunct Neptune, people. Like, that's like, I don't even know what I can Mercury conjunct Neptune, it's like memories all over the place, misinformation, misunderstandings, things going missing. Yes. Watch out for your phones during this time. It can be a little bit like a Mercury retrograde, but so yeah. So alarm bells are ringing. Yeah, something along those lines. With Mercury conjunct Neptune. However, on the positive side, Mercury conjunct Neptune is very good for meditation, very good for perhaps maybe looking at things that are spiritual, can be very good if there's any artists out there, right? Any of you artists are out there, any of you poets, singers, songwriters, that is I bet you any money that we can definitely be experiencing some good stuff there. Perhaps maybe the arts of astrology saying that cool alarm. You like that alarm? There we go. Yes. Good evening, Sebastian, and welcome to the show. Hi everyone. Hi, Jasmina. Well, me and Jasmina are going to be doing a piece. I spoke about it earlier on. Well, she's here in the building. And we're going to be doing a piece on the eclipses coming up this Tuesday. So be sure, right? Jasmina Astrology on YouTube. It's going to be live on YouTube, people. Yeah. Will it be live on Instagram as well, Jasmina? Please let me know. Or is it just okay? I know it's definitely on YouTube, but maybe we could find a way to also put it on, Instagram also as well. Yeah, okay. Kelly's telling me spending on Pisces birthdays. LOL, yeah. Spending on Pisces birthdays, buying so much alcohol. Shout outs to Maraid. How you doing, Maraid? Welcome. I think I owe you an email, don't I? I've got it. Yasmina is confirming that yes, it will be live on Instagram as well. So we're going to be live on Instagram and live. Of course we can do it. I'm doing it right now. I'm live right now on Instagram. I'm live on YouTube. So of course we can do it. So that can be done. That's not a problem. Yeah, it is what it is. What was I saying about the astrology? Mercury conjunct Neptune. You see, even my mind went a bit foggy there talking about Mercury Neptune. But the Mercury Neptune conjunction really perfects. Mercury's going at alarming speeds right now. So we're looking perhaps on the 7th of March. 7th, 8th of March is when it's going to be perfected. Shout out to Alicia Insta. Welcome to the show. That's when it's going to be perfected. Any tradespeople in the building? You might want to leave that alone round about that time. Mercury Neptune. Well, you don't want to be trading with a Mercury Neptune in the heavens. For Christ's sake, hell no. Don't do it. Just walk away. You've been given a heads up. Be mindful about traveling during this particular time. Mind about how you're going out and making sure you're on time and all that. Just check and just double check and triple check with Mercury Neptune. But like I said, great for meditation, great for spiritual advancements, great for learning about just opening one's knowledge, great for creativity. Artists out there, painters, poets, this is your moment. You've got a Mercury Neptune. Take full advantage of it. Can be a wonderful, wonderful time. So bear that in mind. And then also on the 7th of March, 8th of March, we're going to have the planet on the 8th of March, 8th, 9th of March. We're going to have, 9th of March is when it's going to be peak. It's going to be exact. We're going to have Mars squaring Uranus. Mars squaring Uranus, people. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of those ones. Shout out to Chris Brennan. He made a comment on one of my past podcasts on the YouTube, and I made that exact sound when I was talking about Mars and Pluto. That one. And he said he loved the Mars Pluto sound bites. So yeah, I thought I'd do it again. What? Because those are the kinds of things that do happen. I told you. Look, and what happened with that Mars Pluto? What you see? What happened? Some idiot, where was it? In Kansas or something after the Super Bowl, took it upon himself to start shooting up people in the crowd. I mean, yeah, okay. Well, Mars, we're gonna have Mars square Uranus. That can be quite explosive. And with Uranus, listen, it's so unpredictable, it's so erratic, it is so you just don't know what you're gonna get. It can go any direction. So yeah, do bear that in mind. Mars square Uranus. It can be very, very explosive, people. So you don't want to be getting into arguments around this time on the 7th, 8th, 9th, especially on the 9th of March, because that's when it's going to be peaking. You don't want to be getting into any kind of road rage. Just calm down. Go to the gym. Go and do a run. Hit a punching bag. Yeah, do something like that. Mars, Uranus. That could be quite explosive. Let's see what happens. Always watch it. Listen, we always respond to the planetary alignments. Make no mistake about it. Read your newspapers, check the news, see what's happening because I guarantee you around the 7th, 8th, 9th, especially on the 9th, 10th of March, we're going to hear about something explosive. And it's going to be something like that really hits us. Like, whoa, where did that come from? Yeah, Uranus, Mars, Uranus. So it's going to be square. After the 9th, after the 10th, it will still be square, but it will be waning. So it will start to wane. So that will start to wane off. Hey, people, on the 12th of March, well, what is going to happen? Or is it, sorry, I think it's the 11th of March. On the 11th of March, Venus is going to be moving, well, depending what time zone you're in, but I'll say 11th, 12th of March. Venus is going to be moving into Pisces. That's good. She's going to be exalted. Mind you, if I go back a few days, Mercury is going to be moving into Aries on the 10th. On the 9th, 10th, 9th of March. Mercury moves into Aries. Quick thinking, quick communication. Could be quite creative, actually. Maybe aggressive speaking. Mercury. Anybody here got Mercury in Aries? Show yourself, people. Mercury in Aries. Anybody here? Do we have anybody here with Mercury in Aries? Yeah? No? Okay. Nobody. Nobody's got Mercury in Aries. This can be very, very creative, actually. So this is going to be happening on the 10th. Mercury's about to go retrograde. So yeah, watch out there. And then obviously also on the 11th, Mars in Gemini. The arts of astrology is telling me Mars in Gemini. Not quite the same. I know there's this sweeping around that happens a lot in astrology. So people sort of like, I get it. But it's not the same. Mars ain't Mercury. But Mars will express itself. Mars in I suppose Mercury in Aries and Mars in Gemini is a mutual reception. So you're playing. You're not totally off. Don't get me wrong. The arts of astrology. You're not totally wrong. But Mars is Mars. I mean, Mars. And yes, if Mars is in Gemini, and I was speaking about that today with my good friend Sebastian, who happens to be here on the YouTube channel. Mars in Gemini. It will express itself verbally, through thought, through verbal, because that's what Gemini is about. It's ruled by the planet Mercury. So there is sort of like a crossover in some kind of way. But Mercury in Aries, this is the god of communication. In Aries, has no option but to speak extremely direct and could be blunt or aggressive. There's a potency there, because planets in the signs will express themselves in that particular way. But you're not totally off. You're not totally off. There is something to that, especially that combination, funny enough. Mercury in Aries, Mars in Gemini. There's something about that combination that really it favors in some kind of way. But Mars in Gemini is it's gonna be. Shout out to Tiffany, all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. You made it. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon where you are. Here it's just gone past 8. Anywho, back to the astrology. So Mercury moves into Aries. Venus moves into Pisces on the 11th. Are we going to be getting some romance, perhaps? Yeah, a little bit of that. A little bit of kiss, holding hands, telling people how much we love them, telling our partners how much we love them. There could be that. Venus in Pisces is very idealistic. Of all the exaltations, I'm not going to lie, of all the planetary exaltations, Venus in Pisces, I don't know, it's a funny one. I just see it in a lot of charts where, and I think there may be an over idealization about it. I think Venus in Pisces is just really in love with the dream, and it's really sort of idealistic and over idealistic, and sometimes it's like I don't know. It's Venus in Pisces. Really, of all the exaltations, it's probably one of the ones that I'm disappointed about. Funny enough, but it is lovely there, and she's exalted there. Tiffany's letting me know I have Venus in Pisces in the 5th. Yeah, we know. Don't rub it in. Eleanor. Shout out to Eleanor, who has joined the live on the Instagram. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge podcast. Yeah, but Venus in Pisces is nice. It is nice. Kelly's telling me Venus in Pisces is too slippery for me. Yeah, there is something slippery about Pisces, isn't there? Even for Venus. It's like this, can't quite, like I said, of all the planets that are exalted, it's the one that kind of like, really? But it is nice. I do like Venus in Pisces. I mean, I like Venus, period. But I would say that I'm a Libra, aren't I? So a little bit of biasness there. That's cool. But Venus in Pisces is really a funny one. But it's very good. I often find it very good in charts of artists and things of that nature. Poets do very well with it. Fashion designers. I've got quite a few clients who are in that industry. All of them, Venus in Pisces. So don't get me wrong, I have seen it. I do see it do wonderful things. But it is what it is. Kelly's saying the best exaltation is Mars in Capricorn. It is a good one. I'm not going to lie. Mars in Capricorn is a good one. But having saying that, go ask Prince Andrew how he's doing with his Mars in Capricorn. Not too good. But yeah, no. It is a good one. It is a good one. It is a good one. Yeah, it is what it is. I think Jupiter in Cancer does very well. That's an exaltation place like never fails. You know, Sun in Aries never fails. Yeah, these are good exaltations. But yeah, Tiffany's saying you have to learn not to sacrifice your soul for some sort of fantasized version of love. Hard lesson. Yeah. I remember I was in India once, and there was one astrologer, a guru, one of the top astrologers over there. Shout out to Sanjay Rath, and he was saying Venus in Pisces is it's great, it's exalted there, but it's also a letdown as well. It's got an opposite. It's got that letdown, and it's like really. Like Venus in Pisces, and it's true. I do see a lot in charts. Like sometimes when I first got into astrology, and I used to say, "Oh, Venus in Pisces exalted." Yeah, people who have that, this is like, they're going to be, so thing, and they got the best relationship, and it's like, no. Shout out to Core Crystals. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge show. It's I think. Yeah, Venus in Pisces is, it's that. It's really a punch in the face sometimes. It is what it is. Reading the chats here. Okay, Jade, love your breakdown with, breakdown of the moon with Chris Brennan. Been following you ever since. Thanks a lot, Jade. I like that. Let me give you a round of applause. That was a good one. I need to actually. I spoke to him recently, and we're me and Chris Brennan. We're trying to do something else. I was going to suggest maybe we do planets in the houses or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna get back to him and see. Try to do something unique there. Jokes. It is jokes. You gotta have jokes. Yeah, Jupiter in Cancer is a good one. Venus in Pisces is in love with being in love. Exactly that. And being in love with love itself. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens with you drop from great heights. You see. Oh, shout out. Oh, Israel is God. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't take compliments too well, Like, do I really deserve that? I've got self-esteem issues. I think it's my sun in Libra. That's what it is. It's in fall. What do you expect? Also, my own special creation. Shout out to my own special creation who's joined us here on the Instagram. Also been following you ever since your session with Chris. Another one. Oh, you like these sound effects, do you, Kelly? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah, all of that kind of stuff. So, all of that. That was it was a great podcast. I really had fun doing it, and we're gonna be doing another one very soon. So these sound effects, they're a bit of a laugh, just making the show a bit more kind of entertaining. Venus in Pisces can also get caught up in triangles, the mutability of Pisces. It's I think that's just a mutable thing. I think Venus in any of the mutable signs it's gonna be expressed in a mutable way, and sometimes it can make the mutability, apart from Virgo, and that's because it's Earth, and again she's in her fall there, isn't she? It's quite interesting. I think with the mutable signs, it can make Venus sometimes a little bit fickle, a little bit, you know. But like I said, I've seen Venus in Pisces do magnificent stuff also as well. I do like to see it, I must say. Well, on the 11th, when Venus moves into Pisces, maybe we can get a bit more romantic. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll go with that one. We'll take that one. We'll take that one for the team. Why not? So Venus will be in Pisces. What else are we going to have? Again, not much really happening in terms of aspects over the course of the next month or two. Why? Because all the planets are bunched, like I said earlier on, between Pluto at the early degrees of Aquarius and Uranus at 19 degrees of Taurus. So it's all conjunctions and the odd sextile. No oppositions. You notice? No oppositions, no squares. We'll get some oppositions and squares from the moon. But, yeah, moon's quite quick, fast moving. But yeah, yes, especially Venus in Gemini. Yeah, Venus in Gemini can be one to think for. Israel, you and Camille Michelle Gray would make a great podcast. Who's Camille Michelle Gray? I need to look her up. Am I missing out on something here? Who is Michelle? Please inform me, enlighten me. I need to track her down. Can somebody track? Who is it? Camille Michelle Gray? Can somebody track her down and we can do a podcast together? Yeah, let's see how it goes. Why not? I am all for that. Bring it on, baby. Yeah, bring it on. Yeah. So a lot of conjunctions, and this is why I said over the course of the next couple of months, you know, we're getting this intensity. I was saying she there because of that Camille Michelle Gray. It's in my head. So yeah, Samantha Davis, I have Venus in Gemini in the 12th house. Well, what do we say about that one, people? Anybody? Somebody's letting me know that they've got Venus in Gemini. Yeah, and somebody was just, look her up. Yeah, I am going to look her up. I'm going to get into that. She's on Insta as well. Okay, cool. I will definitely have a look at her. But yes, people, Venus in Gemini in the 12th house. I hope you heard. The police are on their way. I'm joking. But Venus in, Venus in Gemini wants variety, doesn't she? She can be a little bit all over the place. Can be a little bit fickle. But wants a bit of variety, you see. And in the 12th house, you've got I don't even know if I want to comment on that one. Venus in the 12th house. Ask Camilla Parker Bowles. Well, sorry, Queen Camilla. Queen Camilla now. It worked for her, Venus in the 12th. It can be a bit otherworldly and can be a little bit limited, but again, has its beauty. 12th house is where your hidden talents are, my dear. So that is a hidden talent for you, Samantha. Get in there, man. Make no mistake about it. So yeah, it can be used for good. Don't forget that. So yeah, she's on Insta. Okay. She did the Saturn in Pisces podcast on the Astrology with Chris Brennan recently. Okay, I haven't seen that. I haven't even caught up with a lot of Chris's stuff. So much stuff out there, I tell you. Okay, somebody has sent me her profile on IG. Thanks a lot. Oops. Okay. Venus in the 12th in general. Yeah, Venus in the 12th can be a bit, I'm gonna let you in on something. Venus in the 12th. See, planets in the 12th house, you cannot own them. I repeat, for the record, planets in the 12th, you cannot own them. They are for the benefit of other people. Bear that in mind. Do with that as you wish. That's Venus in the 12th house for you. But Venus in the 12th house can really be a very good, if you want to say, catalyst for the collective. The 12th house is the house of the collective, so that's right. So yeah, I have 4 in the 12th. You got 4 planets in the 12th. Wow. Are you in prison? No, yeah, 4 planets in the 12th. I thought I was bad with my little Saturn in the 12th house, but 4 planets in the 12th. Yeah. It is what it is. No, but that's okay. It's cool. Yeah, it will give you some kind of seclusion and allow you to be able to operate around there. But 12th house is a good place. I like the 12th house. It's only people who don't understand the 12th house who don't like it. So yeah. But there is something. It's the house of limitations, isn't it? So it's got all that stuff. But I like the 12th house. I'm a 12th house person. I like the 12th. Just providing I'm fed, providing you feed my moon in Taurus, and I'm being looked after in in the sensual department. Lock me up and throw away the key for all I care. Don't give a toss, mate. Yeah, it is what it is. Venus conjunct Saturn in Gemini. Oh, look, everyone's coming out with all their chart stuff now. I'm not doing chart interpretation here, mate. Once you go down that rabbit hole, it's never ending. Yeah, Sun, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. Wow. Well, it's Saturn's house of joy, so that's good. So that that's good. But yeah, just operate behind the scenes, man. That's where your strength is, Samantha. So yeah, go. Venus conjunct Saturn, yes, that can be a bit heavy. Again, everything has its pros and cons. It has its benefits. Venus Saturn can be very traditional in love, and it can also be somebody who's also has long-lasting relationships also as well. So it does have its benefits, but depending again, sign, dispositor, aspects, all that kind of stuff. It needs to be analyzed. My partner has Venus Casimir the Sun in Gemini in the 5th. So my Scorpio rising is always looking like what? Looking what? Kind of like fearful? Or you're always on edge? Do you always have the gun ready? And you're in America. So you guys know 1 or 2 things about, that. No disrespect. But yeah, man. Let's get back to this chart. We've gone in the Pisces. See, we're all over the place. Pisces season. Pisces will do that. Okay. Well, starting from the 12th and 13th of March, the sun is going to be, well, hold on a minute. Let's pull it back a bit. On the on the 10th of March, we're going to have a new moon in Pisces. We got a new moon in Pisces on the 10th of March. New moons are always about new beginnings, starting something new, initiating something new, planting new seeds. That is what new moons are essentially about. This is going to be a real sensitive new moon. But it's also with Pisces. I said also with Pisces. It's also with Neptune. Why did I say also with Pisces? It's in Pisces. Duh. But yeah, it's with Neptune. So what is that about? we're going to have a new moon in Pisces conjunct Neptune. I mean, we're going to be confused, aren't we? Whatever you do around this period, I think I mentioned it last week on the podcast also as well. Stay away from the alcohol. Shout out to, how do I pronounce that? Elos Photography London. Welcome to the show. Shout out to Ilana. Is it Ilana? I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Welcome to the show. You want to be abstaining from alcohol here. Anytime Neptune's around, you don't want to be drinking too much. And Sun, Neptune, no. Sorry, let me repeat that. Not just alcohol, drugs. I don't care what it is. Alcohol is a drug. Sugar is a drug. Hey, how you doing? Elos Photography. I like that. I need some pictures, man. Get my nice side, I need some pictures. Seriously, I do need some pictures on my website. I need to brighten it up. If you can send me a DM later on and let me know, let me come and get some pictures done. Something creative, make me look a bit more, handsome than I am. Yeah, stop it, man. Let me know, man. Slip into my DMs. Let me know what's going on. Jade, is it Jada? Jade? Okay, well, okay. All right, let's do that. Ilana, what dates for Sun Neptune conjunction, please? Well, okay. So we got the new moon on the 10th. Okay. So starting from, we want to be working with like 5 degrees, right? So from the 12th of March, people from the 12th of March until, and it will peak, the conjunction will peak on the 16th of March of Sun Neptune, but from the 12th of March until about the 19th, as a matter of fact, until the Sun moves into Aries, right? 19th, 20th. Stay away from any kind of drug. I don't care if you want to say it's a soft drug or a hard drug. No judgment here. Stay away. We're going to be highly sensitive around this time. So a lot of sensitivity is going to be coming out. It will be time for us to step into our world of compassion. It can be a compassionate time. Great time for healing. Great time for helping others. Great time for empathy, compassion. Yeah, we want that. Keep all of that in mind. What is happening here, Jen? I ain't about to play with him about that. Okay, all right. Yeah, I shouldn't think so. Don't. Whatever you do, Tiffany, don't play around with him with that. Ilana, watch out for that conjunction. Very sensitive time with that one. Want to stay away. And then obviously on the 19th, 20th of March, the Sun will move into the sign of Aries, where he is exalted, and we enter, for us in the Northern Hemisphere, the spring equinox. Equinox meaning both equal day and equal night. Shout outs to Tal. Welcome to the show. Hope you're well. Ilana saying, I have Sun Neptune in my birth chart. I'm a very sensitive person. Of course you are. There, my dear. Okay. And if you have Sun Neptune, if you have any Sun Neptune aspect, I don't care what it is, during this time, you are going to feel it. Okay? You will feel that conjunction which is going to be really starting from the 12th of March. So from the 12th of March to the 19th, 20th of March, sensitivity in the world will rise. Oh, you have it as a conjunction. You're going to feel it. You are definitely going to feel it. You've obviously got it in a different sign, but it doesn't matter. You're definitely going to feel it. The whole world is thinking it. So Jade is saying, is it good for creativity? It's wonderful for creativity. Neptune is the sun is a creative planet. The sun is about creativity. It rules Leo. But the sun Neptune, the creativity comes more through more altruistic places. It will favor poets, painters, artists, singers, dancers, fashion designers, people in the fashion world, any part of the fashion world, doesn't matter. Interior design, designers, any kind of design, it doesn't matter. It could be web design, it could be internet. It will favor. So yes, it's very good for creativity during that time. It's very good for healing. It's very good for letting go. Neptune is a planet that refines us. So from the 19th of March, from the 12th of March to the 19th, 20th of March, we're going through if you want to say, a purification. Yeah, period. So yeah, we definitely want to be taking all of that on board. So yeah, it's very good for being creative, actually. Ilana saying, I'm a designer in outdoor industry. Of course you're a designer. You told us already when you have Sun conjunct Neptune. That's your thing, baby. Keep swimming. But this one, we're really going to be swimming because it's actually in the sign of Pisces. And Neptune is the co-ruler, or has a very strong affinity with Pisces. So yeah, Sun conjunct Neptune. Yeah, it's a floating time. It could be, it's very otherworldly. Yeah, Sun Neptune. That's what we're going to be seeing. We're going to get aliens coming in. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it's for people who are psychic, actually, this is a time, Neptune's very psychic. Don't doubt Neptune. So yeah, so from the 12th to the 19th, 20th, and then the sun moves into Aries. I think I probably will leave it there for now. I probably will, because on what day is that? We're going to have a full moon on the 25th of March. On the 25th of March, we've got a full moon in Libra. And it's going to be an eclipse. And I'm not going to talk too much about that. If you want to know more about that, come and join me on Tuesday on Yasmina's Astrology. It's going to be live. So I'm going to be live on YouTube on Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. UK time, which will be 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, and adjust the clocks to wherever you are on the planet. Because we're going to be talking about the eclipses which are coming up, eclipse season. So we're going to be having the first one here on March the 25th, where we're going to be having a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. So yeah, it's about to go down, people. We're going to have a full moon eclipse in the sign of Libra. Yeah, one of those ones. Eclipse season, baby. Yeah, you see, it is what it is. Okay, is anything happening with Jupiter on the 11th of March? On the 11th of March, what's happening with Jupiter? Okay, let me go back there. He may be making an aspect on the 11th of March, or there may be a planet making an aspect to, but no. 11th of March. What's happening with Jupiter? Jupiter ain't doing nothing. No, nothing. I mean, Jupiter and Saturn are in sextile, but there's nothing particularly happening. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to, is it Lockenden? Lockenden? Am I pronouncing these names correctly? I'm terrible with names. But there's nothing in particular which is happening with Jupiter on the 11th of March. Not that I can see. It's on your screens, baby. If you see something, point it out. Nothing here, baby. He's making a sextile to Saturn. That's it. Like I said, all of these planets are bunching. Look at this. Look at this. Look at your screens, people. Look. From 1 degree of Aquarius to 19 degrees of Taurus. All the planets are in that region. No oppositions, no squares, no trines. No trines, people. We can see why things are getting a little bit intense. It's only the moon that is making those aspects, and the moon's just pointing. So don't expect anything. We can expect triggers, but yeah. Elos, is it Elos? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Elos Photography is saying 15th of March is my birthday. Well, happy birthday. We like that. Happy birthday. Pisces, another Pisces. On the 15th. Let's have a quick look at 15th. Yeah. The sun is conjunct Neptune. So basically what I'm saying is Elos Photography. Stay away from the drink. You're only allowed 1 drink on your birthday. You're only allowed 1 drink on your birthday. That's what that's what that is. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's going to be an interesting solar return. You're going to have a solar return with the sun conjunct Neptune. Good. Well, you had that last year anyway, so hey, you can continue floating, I guess. But it's good. It's sort of, you're a photographer. Neptune's your planet, man. Get out there. And like I said, slip in my DMs. I need some. I'm being serious, actually. I do need some pictures done. And I've been thinking about it. And yeah. So hit me up. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. She wants to have a drink. Yeah. Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces. She's gonna. I told her to have 1. That means 3 or 4, right? Bottles. Yeah, watch that, man. Oh God, what can I say? Let's get back to business. So yeah. What's it I was gonna say? Coming to the end of the show. I want to thank you. Lockenden, is it Lockenden? Lockenden's also saying they're on the 15th as well. So what you two need to do there in the Instagram group, you need to team up with each other. So Lockenden and Elos Photography, you need to hook up and celebrate your birthdays together. Maybe do a Zoom or something, and have a toast. I tell you what you should drink, right? Between the 12th of March to the 19th of March, drink this water. Gulp it down like that. It's a lot more fun. It's more fun. So yeah. Yeah, of course it is. It is what it is. JD say, my astro weather any better in the second half of March? Is astro weather any better? Oh, sorry. Is astro weather any better in the second half? No, windy, wet. So yeah, it's still windy and wet, baby. Of course, it's going to be within context because we're going to be stepping into the spring equinox, spring season. So in context, of course, it's going to be a bit warm, but prepared for wet and windy. Matter of fact, we're not having a hot summer this year. Mark my word. Of course, you're going to get a day or two where it's blazing, but overall, not too hot. Next year, then you can be expecting something on that note. So yeah, listen, I'm going to bring the show to an end. Got to bring the show to an end. Got people to see, places to go. I'll be back on Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. UK time. Be sure to join me. Also, the podcast is also available on all podcast platforms: Amazon, Spotify, Apple, and all the rest of them. Too many names to mention. I want to thank you guys on the Instagram who've joined me here. It's been a pleasure. And yes, give a round of applause. How come you not give a round of applause? And also for you, also on the YouTube. I want to thank each and every single one of you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. So I'll be back. In the meantime, stay blessed. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Great session again. Thank you very much. My own special creation. Shout outs to Pretty. How you doing? Hope you are all well. And yeah, I'll be coming back with more astro news. Is that what we call it now? Yeah, astro news. Cosmic news, astro news. It is what it is. I'll be coming more and more with that. So in the meantime, people, I want to say thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on the planet. Have a wonderful week. Wishing you all the best. And I will be back on Wednesday with competition time, with Tarot Card of the Week also as well. Yeah. On that note, people,
Welcome.
it's that time of the day.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.